Hey guys, Bronze Age Nerd, Christopher here. Let's fucking go. No, I'm playing it up a little bit for sure. We will have some fun in this show too, but man, I'm fired up about some stuff. So we're gonna talk about some things. But I do have some good stuff about in the show too. I don't want to make it come off like it's all negative. Um, but yeah, it's definitely one of those days. So got a super chat coming through already. That's awesome. Canadian dollars. I got to do some math now. See, I'm angry. I got to do math. No, I got to do conversion, right? Like that's the thing. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody is doing better than I am. Let's see, 9 Canadian, 7 US dollars. So I want to make sure that's the first one. If I get started on the wrong foot here, that's going to be bad. All right. Coming in hot. Super chat. There we go. Sicko. Thanks for the super chat, Sicko. I appreciate it, man. Oh yeah, before I get too far ahead of myself here. Here's the super chat structure for tonight. So this is a tiered super chat giveaway. What that means is I don't know how many people are going to watch. I don't know how many people are going to super chat. So what I'm going to do is no matter what, you're going to win the super chat winner, which if you don't know, randomly we'll select a random number that'll correspond to when people super chatted. So, you know, Sicko has the first 7 slots. And if I did 1 through 7 and I pick 3, he'd be the winner. Does that make sense? So this Future State Batman, I think that's the Lashley cover, I want to say. Or that's a Kirkham cover. That's going to be your super chat prize no matter what. So you could win that. If we get to $60, I will throw in this hella hot Sun Kaminaki fiery. Get it? Fiery. Hell Witch, Forsaken, Sun Kaminaki, signed by Brian Polito with the coffin COA, you know, so you know I didn't just fucking fake his signature or whatever. If we get to $125, I'm going to be spitting some venom tonight. So if we get to $125, I'm going to give away this Venom 26 Sanctum Sanctorum Comics Edition 9.8 custom Venom label at $125. That's unlocked. So at $60, Hell Witch is unlocked. At $125, Venom's unlocked. No matter what, you could win the next Batman Kirkham cover there. So there we go. Hopefully those are good super chat prizes, guys. We're going to see how the super chats go. They kind of slow down for a while, which is fine. It's all about you guys want to support the channel. You know, what I put into it is what you guys will probably super chat, if that makes any sense. So that's totally cool. I will definitely change the prizes based on how well we're doing with that. If we're getting more, I'll do it. The Venom slab, if we get to that point, that is donated to us by dangerouswaterscomics.com. It's a fantastic comic book store, longtime sponsor of the show. Go check them out. Go check them out and use code BRONZE10 to save 10% at checkout. We really appreciate them donating the slab. The other 2 are my comics I'm going to put in here. So, there will be rants. Do not worry. Do not worry, man. And we got Mark in for a $5 super chat. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that, sir. Got got economics and comics in the house. Getting angry. Buddy, I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to pre-order comics anymore. No, that's not the only thing. That's definitely not the only thing. Yeah, he does them a little bit differently. You know, he has like a sustained viewership that comes in every week and does super chats, and he has a lot more subscribers than I do, and love giving away or entering into his super chats. I've won 2 of them before. That was pretty fun. Oh fuck, DC Irish really wants to get shit going. Well, okay, if you're talking like new GI Joe, like the new shit, I actually agree with you. If you're talking the old GI Joe, like the Larry Hama stuff, oh man, we're gonna fucking talk, DC. DC, I just want to take 1 second. Again, we're gonna be serious for a few seconds here and there. I know everybody's here to watch me get pissed, and don't worry, it'll come. But DC won my Comic Karma #Comic Karma giveaway. Comic Karma. He won my #Comic Karma giveaway. Too fucking mad to talk. And that is on its way to him. I threw in a bonus book that I hope he appreciates. He might already have it, but I tried to do my best to get that. And then Comic Bookworm got my other half of that. He was the channel that won. So I sent him a copy of G.I. Joe 21, First Storm Shadow, Silent Issue with a newsstand copy. It's only mid-grade. And that was actually donated by Starset Comics. So I really appreciate that. And then I threw in a couple other comic books that I thought he might enjoy. So I just wanted to say thank you for those guys for participating in the Comic Karma giveaway. I really was happy to see that. I could talk about negative shit all night long. I still was happy to see you guys participating in that because that was about giving back to the community. Yeah, it's true. That's 100% true. And then the other part I wanted to get to that was kind of good news. Let's get that out of the way. Unfortunately, I don't think he's here tonight. I think he had to bail to get some sleep, of course, because this is late night comics and he does not live on the West Coast. He sent me an AOK. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Preston Eskridge. So, yeah, it depends. True, if the right person's pissing. Sicko says it depends if you're Joel. That's great. All right. So he sent me a little cardboard box, and I think that's really no, I'm just kidding. So he sent me a thing that I've been looking for here that I can't find in my area. Not a comic book, as you can imagine from the box here. And since this is an AOK, guys, I know it's a rant video. I know everybody wants to see me get angry. I just wanted to say, real fast, though, that I appreciate this. I knew what it was. So I'm excited to have it as part of my collection. Got a little cardboard flake on there, and that's Kim herself. No, that's the Baroness Funko Pop. I'm not a Funko Pop collector. There's a couple of them I like. This is one of them. I think this is a Walmart exclusive, or maybe they just have it at Walmart's. But I wasn't able to find this. So that's really cool. Kind of, got a little Baroness collection going here now. So that's neat. I've got one of the actual original figures too. So that's cool. But Preston, you're probably watching on the rewind. Thanks a lot, man. This actually does mean a lot to me. Thanks for the AOK. Thanks for hitting me up with it. I think you called it a late Christmas present, so I think that's fair to say. So thank you very much, man. That'll get a place of honor back there on the set. So, Preston is a gentleman and a scholar. Absolutely. As in regular books. Yep, he is well read. Oh yeah, I mean, I'd probably get more use out of this. Hey, what's up, Starset Comics? Speaking of Starset Comics, I got some stuff coming from his first Whatnot sale. I've also got some stuff coming from Economics and Comics' first Whatnot sales. They were both on the same night, like back to back. I had to kind of flip back and forth at one point. So got stuff coming from both of those guys. Good job on your first Whatnot sales. I thought they both went really well. I had to watch most of them on mute because I was with my family and didn't want to, distract from being with my family. So especially one of those streams was a little more graphic than the other, I bet. Speaking of which, do have an unboxing from Economics and Comics here, so we should do that too. Get all the nice stuff out of the way. Luke Sims, first time stopping by. Dig your vids, man. Hey, I dig you digging my vids. That's really cool. Yeah, I've made a couple of videos recently. Like I kind of went dark for a while. I mean, the holidays, COVID, just busy, honestly. I made some videos recently and that have been doing pretty well. People have been stopping by. I've noticed my subscribers have kind of gone up a little bit. And that's really cool. So I appreciate you checking out the vids. I appreciate you coming by the live show. Hopefully you enjoy it. They're not always ranty. This one hasn't even gotten ranty yet, but it will. So Billy does great shipping. I want to be positive. We're talking about Billy's shipping because he's really sensitive about it. But he does a great job. This is his outer box. He ships it in, and then you get the Gemini subscription mailer boxes inside. And he does a fantastic job packing, guys. Billy is a very experienced packer. But yeah, seriously, go check out both those guys' whatnots. Check out Billy and check out Starset. Starset I'm eternally grateful to because he hooked me up with some amazing AOKs that to this day leave me speechless. You guys can go check out that video. It was my stream from last Friday. Or you can check out my Instagram if you want to see just the pictures, I guess. But go check out the stream. Man, I'm still so thankful for that. Only thing about getting these mailers open on stream without spilling comics everywhere is a little tricky. But I like them. And Gemini, guys, if you do want to get some Gemini comic supplies, like their mailers or long boxes or short boxes, I do have a link down in the description below and a code so you can save 5%. So got kind of some of the plugs out of the way. Yeah, well, I'll get there, dude. Don't worry. But I want to get the positive stuff out of the way. I don't want to like rant and be like, and here's some comic books. We went Justice League Incarnate. I don't know how to pronounce that. Incarnate. I know how to pronounce that. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I thought it was like, we're like Les Enfants Terrible. Les Enfants Terrible from fucking like Metal Gear Solid, and it's a French expression. But I got a couple of copies of that. My daughter is singing Old MacDonald on my baby monitor here. Got a couple Wonder Girls. Man, this is so weird seeing this like older FOC stuff. Iron Man 15. I do not plan on doing FOC orders like this anymore. Sorry, Billy. Actually, you're probably happy. He probably doesn't want to ship them up order them and ship them up as much. But I will still be getting comics over Economics and Comics as well. I just want to cut back on my FOC orders. Like if there's a big comic book, I want to go big after it. I don't want to get a bunch of little stuff that's like mostly cover buys. Stuff like this. I get a couple copies of this. Maybe I sell one. Maybe I sit on one. Bitch, you went after Gemini. I'd love to say Gemini went after me, but oh, that's cool. Yeah, I forgot about this one. King of Spies, Mark Millar. Dodderman, Scarlet Witch. That's really cool. Avengers Forever, man. Darkhold Spider-Man 1. I have no memory of ordering that whatsoever. That's so funny. Death of Doctor Strange, number 4. That's cool. Definitely had to go after the old Devil's Reign Electra cover there. Got a couple of those. Sorry for the glare, guys. I'll try to angle that down better. Animal Kessel. Daughter's entering the solo phase of her singing. I thought this was a cool cover. I've heard this comic sucks, like the insides. But I thought that was a really cool cover. Phoenix Song Echo. Boy, was Echo a letdown in Hawkeye or what? I thought so. Oh boy, we're getting to the money books here. I think that's X-Men 6, the Polaris trading card cover. That's also the first Captain Krakoa. I got a couple of these from Starset, like a little part of this run, including 5 and 6, which I already had a copy of 5, and now I've already got a couple copies of 6. But Captain Krakoa got revealed as who they are finally, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I'm really excited about it. It's kind of what I expected, but it's still cool. And then, oh boy, I got some gold in my hands here. Let me tell you, some Thor 20s. Woohoo! Oh man, near mint goodness from Billy. Billy ships near mint or better, even with all this crap going on, except for Dynamite and Image are as is, but that's because of those companies have weird policies, but don't want to misrepresent what Billy has going on over there. If you do want to order FOC comic books, it's a great place to do it. He does take good care of you. He takes good care of your comic books. So appreciate him being in here, and hopefully you guys go check him out. So I told you I don't really have pops. This is the only other pop I have around, and it just fell. So it's my little Cyclops pop. Okay. So yeah, Animal Castle's money too. Animal Castle's money too. I have a timeless, actually I have like 2 different timeless ones coming, but by the time and they're for pre-orders, by the time they get here, they'll be worth like practically nothing. Speaking of which, so let's see here. What do I want to talk about first? So I'm actually gonna do this weirdly enough. I got to pull up something that somebody shared with me that I got permission to share kind of anonymously or whatever, on a Discord I'm part of. And man, I got to wire a connection to my, hey, this is actually kind of, it's fucking Russian spam, but it's pretty close. Van Rint, that looks a little like rant. So, oh, hey, Bookworm's in here. Awesome. Hey, man, I was just talking about your stuff I sent out. Good morning. That's funny. That's funny. Jesus Christ. Okay, for some reason it's taking forever to load up. But I do want to read what this gentle person wrote. So the first thing I want to talk about is Things for Another World. All right, Things for Another World. I had problems with you in the past. They got better. They got better for a while. I was willing to still order from you guys occasionally. Okay, I'm about to get into it. I don't want to miss Buddy here. Thanks, Buddy. Buddy super chatted because I started ranting. Guys, Buddy has a Whatnot sale coming up. Talking about Whatnot. I support the people that I think are worth supporting. I don't support the people I don't think are worth supporting. Buddy's a guy I think is worth supporting, and he's got his first Whatnot sale. Correct me if I'm wrong, Buddy. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. So go give him a follow on Whatnot. I want to say it's Buddy MCK. I think that's right. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, Buddy. And let's go ahead and give him a follow and help out his first Whatnot sale, guys. He's a really cool member of the community. I met up with him at Rose City Comic Con, had a good time walking around and talking comics, and checking out some stuff. And I think he's a legit good dude. So please go check him out. He's genuinely one of my favorite people in the comic community. So he'll bring some good shit. I know he will. And you're just gonna have a good time. Here we go. Yeah, so it's up on the screen tomorrow, 8 p.m. Pacific. And then Buddy MCK. I'm already following him. I really recommend doing it. So, and thanks for the super chat, Buddy. Okay, so Things from Their World. Dude, what is with this website? So here's what pisses me off about I just got a ping that there's live sex going on and whatnot right now from somebody. I wonder if that's true. That's fucking funny. Okay. So I'm scrolling up to the message. I'm trying to get to it that somebody sent me. But here's what I got going on with Things in Their World. And I'm not the only one. That's why I'm willing to talk about other people. And yep, there's some preamble here. So, I've talked about retailers before. And I'm just gonna put it out there on this one. It's the only thing I'm gonna say about them. I'm not gonna equivocate here. So, Things from Their World. Got my business back for a while because I liked two things about Things in Their World. I could add shit to my order after FOC sometimes. Dude, shut up. I could add things to my order after FOC, and shit like Timeless, things like Thor 20. Those are bad examples because I actually didn't do with those, but books like that where Star Wars Darth Vader 20, the whole first Grogu cover thing, and we'll get to that, by the way. The first Grogu cover, maybe kind of sorta, where they released the cover art after FOC. I was able to add one to my order today from Things in the World, but earlier today it wouldn't let me do that. So now I don't know if I'm going to get it, and so that's why occasionally I would use them. But here's the thing: Things in Their World, I gave them some slack because they had this thing going on where they had to close down their warehouse during the month of September. I guess that's what they had to do. And so everything got delayed, right? So the sex thing is real. Well, that's interesting. So I guess Whatnot's not all bad, right? No. So the Things from Their World deal. I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, but I am irritated. More than irritated. So I've had comics arrive damaged in the past. Mostly that's been taken care of. And you know what? Damages happen. Damages are a part of comic books. But when you send me damages and I say, hey, I've got these comic books that are damaged, send me pictures of these comic books, and I do it. And then I have to follow up and say, hey, what's going on with those damages? And then I get no response. That is going to fucking piss me off. Okay. Like, don't ghost me when I have damaged comics out from you guys and I have comic books on the line. So, what are you even doing? Like, your customer service department can't refund people money. Hey, go ahead, man. My advice is to live stream. You'll get some views. So so here's the thing. Other people have come forward saying that same thing has happened to them. And that's just the first part of it, guys. So there's that. The next phase of it is these freaking I'm not going to be too off the rails here, but these guys, I'm on every 4 weeks they're supposed to send me out my comic books. That's the shipping frequency. Like I said, they had to shut down because they had some warehouse bullshit. Their warehouse wasn't safe enough for their workers. Okay, fine, great, whatever. They got it all taken care of, and now they're processing orders. They started doing that the week after Thanksgiving. So why am I still getting delays here in January? I had an order that was supposed to ship out on December 29th, and it's still processing on January 12th. That's 10 business days. What are you processing? And so here's the problem with that. Like, if you don't order from Things from Their World, that order is now locked. So anything that comes out between January 29th and my next order cycle, there's books that have already come out. They won't add it to that order. And we're talking books like Timeless. We're talking books like Thor 20. I got multiple copies that I pre-ordered for less than cover price. And I was hoping to speculate on those. I saw the value in Timeless #1 Miss Minutes cover. I saw the value in Thor 20. And other books too, Furthest Place from Here, all that stuff. I watch Billy's FOC. Yes. So okay, that's a good question, and I'm going to take a second to explain that. So if you're not familiar with Things from Their World, they are not like, like I had issues with Comics Elite. We talked about that. Billy's store, for example. Not that I'm saying I had issues with Billy. If you order a bunch of stuff on an FOC order, you pay for it, and then when he gets everything, generally, he ships it out. And I'm talking about Billy here. He waits until everything has arrived from that order. So if they delay a comic book 2 or 3 weeks, he doesn't. Why should he have to ship out 2 different shipments, right? Now, sometimes what he'll do, and he talks to his customers about this, what he'll do sometimes is he'll push, held books down to the next order or whatever if you've got future orders. I'm not saying he's going to do that for you all the time. And some people don't want you to do that. They want everything at once. But anyways, the point is you have to pay for everything up front. He gets everything, they ship it out to you. With Things from Their World, the way it works is it's almost like a pull box. So like when their shipping deadline for your shipping frequency, you could say 1 week, 2 week, or 4 week. I think those are the only 3 options. When you get to week 4, which is what I have selected, I want them to hold everything for a month that comes out through all those different Wednesdays, and then they gather it up and they ship it off to you. And it used to be like, on the day that thing happened, there'd be like 2 or 3 days of processing, and then they'd ship it out to you. So now on December 29th, they start processing this order. Well, here we are on January 12th, and they haven't sent it out yet. It's still processing. I don't know when they will. The last one, it happened during the warehouse thing. So it's like, I give you a little slack. You said you got some warehouse shit going on. You communicated about it. That's important. Other people that I'm not going to talk about right now didn't communicate about their problems. They weren't communicating what's going on. So at least they communicated about that. This time, there's no communication. And people are, all people that have gotten, like, let's say they do the 1 week shipments, they're getting shorted the Timeless Miss Minutes cover. Like they ordered 10, they're getting 1. This is from stuff I've been talking about with other comic collectors today, by the way. And I'm not going to go into names, like, first of all, you don't probably care who they are. So one person, this is what I was trying to pull up. One person here had basically said to him, "Hey, what's going on? Why are my comic books delayed? What's the deal here?" This customer service rep from Things from the World, he sent me screenshots. I'm not going to show them to you, but I'm reading them from right here. He said, this is the customer service rep from Things from the World. "I have brought this issue to the attention of the people in charge of taking care of customer issues on a larger scale and attempting to compensate for our problems. And they seem to think that the solution is to just take it on the chin and weather the storm, because there really isn't a lot of ways to resolve the issues that we're experiencing. So if that means you as a customer feel the need to seek your comics and other items elsewhere from a more reliable retailer, I completely understand that." What the fuck? Are you kidding me? So I haven't reached out to Things from Their World about this. I just have given up, basically. But seeing this story, just like, what the hell? Later, that person says, because that person sent a reply. Again, I'm not going to read their side of the conversation. "Like I said, I have no control over what's going on. I'm just in charge of making people aware of it. The situation is being handled the best way the management team know how to handle it. And for some people, that's just not going to be good enough. And we get that." Dude, that is one of the most fucked up, like, responses. That is like the response that when I used to manage people. I used to manage movie theaters, dispensaries, video game stores, gun store, trampoline parks. Like, I used to manage lots of younger people. And that is the response that some young employee who doesn't care about your business at all would give you, give a customer, and you'd catch them and have to be like, whoa, 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 hold up. Like, first of all, even if all that's true, that's not the way you present your business to a customer. Second of all, I dealt with a different individual than this at customer service at Things from Their World before. I don't know if they're still with the company or not. I don't know what's going on. Things from Their World and Dark Horse Comics got sold, bought out by another company, so things are all really all over the place. Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of speak to what Billy's saying here. And yes, by the way, Skeff's in the house. Skeff also put on a fantastic Whatnot show the other night. I bought some Batman Damn from him. Go check out his Whatnot sales. He is straight up killing it on Whatnot. His Star Wars shows are really good. Sometimes you buy Batman Damned Jim Lee covers on his Star Wars shows. No, that was awesome. So I understand why people would buy from extremely discounted stores, but in turn, you have to deal with lots of bullshit, and that is true. That is true. I do like the convenience that they offered with a couple of things, but I'm done adding stuff to my pre-orders from Things in Their World. Unfortunately, I still have a lot coming from them over the next couple months. And the downside, you don't pay for it up front, but you've kind of locked it in your account, which makes sense. If it goes past FOC and they've already ordered it, of course you shouldn't be able to remove it. But by the same token, they shouldn't be able to remove it either. And Skeff was saying that shops do that all the time. Yeah, but here's the funny thing about Things from Another World. And you guys could say, "Oh, you're naive, Bronze Age nerd." Like, I don't think that's the case. I really doubt that they're pulling keys like Timeless or whatever to sell on some eBay store. I don't think they're doing that as a company. I think this is really more incompetence. But yeah, Things from the World it's just really frustrating. Their shipping used to be terrible and finally got better. They finally did a better job of that. Okay, cool. And then this got worse, and then that got worse. And it's just so frustrating. And I'm frustrated for people that are getting that response. Like, you could say like, oh yeah, well, that's too bad. But like, this is somebody who's genuinely trying to contact them to resolve a couple other issues. I don't want to get into too many specifics, but it's like, that's the person on customer service you get a hold of is like, yeah, there's a lot of problems. It's messed up. They're doing the best they can. And so they could be, dude, but what I don't know is where they're selling them. That's funny. Last time Skeff was in here, we both got invited on a different show too, so that's pretty funny. I mean, like, it's not like I'm not willing to believe it. Yeah, that's the thing is for me, I've mostly had the hot comics delivered. The problem is I've either had them arrive damaged, and it's so far after the book came out, like, of course they can't get replacements. I mean, I'm down for it too. That sounds really fun, dude. Skeff's one of my favorite YouTubers out there. Okay, but it's just, to me, like, I have a way easier time believing that what they're doing is they're pulling them and selling them in their stores. Because if you're not familiar, Things from Their World has 3, I think it's still 3 retail locations in Portland. So the only thing I could believe is that they're pulling them from that side of things and selling them in the stores. But I used to get my comic books at a Things from Their World physical location in Portland when I lived there. I don't live in Portland anymore. And at that time, like, it was separate, man. Like, you there was no like, hey, let's go to the online side and pull a comic book for you. Now, what they could do is they could be pulling those and selling in their stores for an inflated price. I just don't. You can call me naive, and that's fine. I don't believe they're pulling them and selling them on eBay. I don't think that's what's happening, and I don't think it's the biggest issue here. Really, the biggest issue is this weird, like, massive delay, and then like not shipping it. Like, so to finish up what I'm saying about this whole pre-order thing, so those comic books that I now have coming out from this week and last week for new comic book days are going to theoretically be added to my order at the end of January, which is now probably going to be delayed another couple weeks because that's how they're running. So it's just kind of like a snowball effect, right? Nice. Yes, but I know Billy is 100% right, and Skeph's right too. This 100% happens all over the place. We'll get to that too. We'll get to that too, Starset. Okay, so that's the things from another world part of things, right? But there's one other aspect about that too, and this is not specific to things from another world, and that is I am sick and tired of seeing, due to COVID-19 pandemic, there will be shipping delays as we adhere to calls. No, there fucking won't. Stop lying about that. Stop using COVID as an excuse for everything. Put it. There's so many websites. You go to the banners. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're observing extra protocols. I've seen plenty of workplaces that have behaved basically normally for more than a year now. The exception, and I will grant you there is an exception, is you might have people that are out, or you might be shorthanded because you're not paying your workers enough and you can't attract enough workers, and things get backed up because of that. Now, that is possible, but that's not the same thing as saying, due to precautions and CDC guidelines, oh, we're staying 6 feet apart. No one fucking does that in any of their works. I've seen so many, and I wish they would. I wish they would do that. They don't do it. They don't do it. So stop using that as some kind of excuse. So it's like one extra thing for you to turn around and be like, well, our books are coming out late, but COVID. It's not COVID. Be honest about what's going on. This is the problem I have with CGC. It's the problem I have with all these comic book companies with their delays and their shortages. There are parts of it that are 100% due to COVID. That's fine if you want to attribute those things to COVID. It's not a blanket excuse you can throw on everything and be like, well, sprinkle a little COVID on it, and all of a sudden that's why everything's late. I am not making light of COVID. I'm not, deny or any of that kind of bullshit. I just got done dealing with COVID. My family did. I don't want it to happen to anybody. Unfortunately, it's happened to a lot of people right now. That whole thing is separate from what I'm saying. I'm talking about using it as an excuse for everything. CG COVID pandemic. Yeah, it's the go-to for everything, and I really am getting tired of it. I do have to say that Diamond and Penguin shipping delays have been an issue, but I don't know if that affected. Yeah. Oh, totally, man. And I know. Things in the world. I left this out, and I'm a full disclosure kind of guy. At one point, they had lost a pallet of comics that were getting air shipped to them had been lost, and then the replacement had been delayed. Yes, of course that's a problem. But again, it's different because they're saying when they ship me comics every 4 weeks, they're saying these are the comics we have in hand, and we are processing them to ship out to you. So that's the big difference right there. If your comic books are delayed, I'm not going to hold that against the retailer. I get it. Like if you're waiting on a comic book from CGC, it's not your fault that CGC hasn't sent it to you. I get it. I understand. As long as I'm kept in the loop, that's what matters. Clear and open communication, no shady practices. And it's going to sound like I'm coming around to an ad. I can't avoid that. But that's why I go to people like Economics and Comics. It's why I go to people like Headless Hammerhead over at Dangerous Comics. It's why I go to people like the Comic Corner. These are shops that I go to now and have good relationships with. And it's why I'm willing to talk about them on the show. They fucked me over because they don't do shady shit. And if they do, guess what? You're going to hear me stop talking about them. And if they do enough of it, I'll talk about them for different reasons. There is Bros turned into the Hulk. Guys, I do gotta say, just because I gotta pay the bills. We are doing a super chat giveaway. Then I'll get into my next rant topic. Next Batman is your unlocked. This is a Tyler Kirkham cover. If you get to $60, the signed Brian Pulido Hell Witch. This is my fiery rant giveaway. We got to get to $60, and then this gets added to the giveaway. Signed by Brian Pulido up there. It's got your COA on it too from Coffin. And then speaking of dangerouswaterscomics.com, I got a 9.8 Venom custom label at $125 super chats. This is unlocked and somebody wins this. I should point out there is a small crack on the slab. It does not affect the comic book at all. Comic book is in perfect condition. So yeah, everything's fine with it, but it is a 9.8. It is a custom label, and it is a sweet fucking Venom cover too. I really like that cover. So okay, so those are your super chat prizes if you want to do that. Yeah, I did a whole video about Timeless. And the price, since I did that video, and I just got in saying this in another Discord, it's not because I said this. It's not because I made that video. I just did another video about it, and guess what? The price is already dropping on Timeless 1. It's already going down. I do try to. If I forget, it's different. And I allow companies mistakes, man. I won't talk about it much, but I did talk about Comics Elite a little bit, and at one point, and I got criticized for making too many excuses for them in that video where I was criticizing them. But I did it because I understand businesses face problems, and I'm not going to just go after a business for no reason. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, there has to be like a track record. And most importantly, there has to be no communication. That's the easiest thing you can do as a business. I'll bring up Billy here again. He sends out an email, like if there's big delays or if like he's waiting on stuff or there's a bunch of damages, he lets you know what's going on. And you know what? That costs him money to do that, to send out email blasts to all of his customers. He's got to pay to do that. I don't know who he's using, what service he's using or whatever, but they don't do that for free. So, and he makes little videos and stuff and well, I sincerely hope it is. I know a lot of people I still have good experiences with them, and more power to them. Well, maybe you'll win it. Maybe you'll win it, man. Good luck. We got to get to that 125. We're at 22 right now, so still a bit of ways from unlocking those future super chats. Okay, so the COVID thing is an excuse. Really bothers me. I'm getting tired of it. $1 for like 1,000 emails. Okay, but still, I mean, it's not like you're doing it for free. Okay, that's not as much as I thought it was, but still. My point is I appreciate the communication. So Sister 19 on what? Oh, I see it now. Okay. Sorry guys. So here, I'll do this way. Normally I do show notes, and I didn't for this one. But I did do this. God damn it. So, by the way, here's a mini rant. This is nothing to do with comic books. This pissed me off. I went to go get a haircut today. I need a haircut. Tired of my fucking hair. Went to go get a haircut, and I went to Great Clips, which is kind of, you get what you get. But the person who cut my hair last time, I really liked the haircut they gave me. And I went, said, hey, I put my name in. I checked online to the person that was checking me, saying, hey, you're checked in or whatever. I'm like, cool. Yes, I know. I was like, hey, can I wait for her? She did a great job last time. Yeah, no problem. We'll put you next for her. And then it's my turn, and some really elderly woman had walked in after me, and they call her name because she's the next other person on the list. And that hairdresser takes the really old elderly woman back. And I wanted to be like, hey, I'm next. But this woman was as old as time. She probably remembered Betty White being born. Rest in peace, Betty White. And she was at a 45-degree angle walking over with a walker. And I was like, all right, man, fuck it. You win. And I didn't get a haircut, and I was pissed. So that's a mini rant. So the other thing is just John Tyler Christopher did a Boba Fett cover today. Did like his like pre-launch for it or whatever. Um, it was dope. It's a dope cover. There's like a regular negative space Boba Fett cover, and then there's a holiday Boba Fett cover. I tried to get into that website to get it, and John Tyler Christopher launches apparently are kind of known for this. And I'm not necessarily knocking him. This is more about exclusive website launches in general. They're always screwed. They're always messed up. Yeah, I love John Tyler Christopher art too. So this is not directed at him. This again, I could have bench pressed her many times over again. Absolutely. DC with the $5 super chat. Oregon is the 49th worst state of the union. You know, as somebody who doesn't live in Oregon, I live in Washington. I lived in Oregon for a while. We've constantly had a feud with them, and I'm inclined to agree with you. They don't even pump their own gas, guys. What a bunch of pussies. And then Craig coming in with the $6 Billy is a god. Yeah, absolutely, Craig. He's a god of comic books. Okay. Got your super chats down. Good luck, guys. Yeah, breaking, Shopify. I mean, that's part of the problem is all these Shopify launches. And I know tons of guys use Shopify. I know because it's easy. It's like using Squarespace to make your website. I get it. I get it. It's like, turnkey solution that everybody can sign up for, and you just plug stuff in and it works. Shit. Love you guys. Because of Sicko's Canadian dollars, I'm off on math here, and I got to do math every single time somebody does a different. Now Craig did a $6 one, so I'm off there too. Okay, got economics and comics down. Thanks a lot, guys. So every single time I try to get into one of these things, he did basically like a private launch. And I guess I didn't know exactly how you were supposed to get into it. And so I spent all this time, registering, verifying, getting an account, getting everything set up. And I apparently had to have an invite email to even get into it. I didn't know that. I just tried to go fucking buy a comic book. And now tomorrow he'll have the public launch where anybody can just go on and buy it, except for, probably like 10 people will get it, right? And I've had this problem happen. It seems to especially happen with Star Wars exclusive launches. Yes. Yeah. By the way, even John Tyler Christopher said, like, these aren't actually sold out. There's this many extra available. But to your point, it is still the 12th here, sir. I'm assuming you're a sir. I shouldn't. Maybe you're not a sir. It is the 12th here on the West Coast. Yeah, but that's what I was talking about. The public launch is on Thursday. But yeah, still the website launches are fake. It is like this whole thing where they say they have more, and they say they don't have enough, and then they have more. Craig did a $2 super chat to help out. I appreciate that, Greg. Good luck to you. Well, and that would hopefully help, but I don't think there's going to be many left. And again, like, I don't want to make this about John Tyler Christopher. I don't want to make it about his thing. It's a drop in the bucket. It's all these website launches. Like, I generally stopped buying exclusives. I still get one occasionally. It's because I like the cover. I don't really go after them for like spec or because I want to like sell it later on, which is spec. I don't know why I said that twice. So it's about, if I go after an exclusive, it's because two reasons. One, I think that it's the first cover appearance of a character happens to be on that exclusive. That's when I might go after it for spec. But the other reason is because I like it. That holiday variant, I like that holiday variant. I think it's a really cool cover. It's going for like $150 or something like that, or more on eBay right now. And maybe tomorrow we'll change that. More people will get in their hands. I have a 6 site. And I think it's just really unfortunate people that are fans, people that are collectors, aren't able to get their hands on these things. And really, when you back it up even more, the problem in my mind is exclusives in general. And this is what, kind of where I was going with all this. Long road to get there. Exclusives in general are just out of fucking control. It's nuts. I'm trying to think like some of the worst offenders, like Moon Knight #1 had 1 million of them. Venom 35/200 had 1 million of them. Any Marvel key that's a key. No, I shouldn't say a key. It's not always a key. It's like a big issue, right? Like there's a huge campaign starting up for Thor 750. There will be 400 variants. There'll be 750 variants for Thor 750. And Eternals #1 was ridiculous. And it's not just Marvel, but Marvel is the worst. Stray Dogs. Skep says, by the way, I got to point that way. I got to appreciate this is a good joke and a good ad. Haha, even I have an exclusive coming out. It's an ad. It's also a dig because he's saying he has exclusive coming out and I don't. I'm just kidding. I don't deserve an exclusive. But I also don't want to pay for an exclusive. But that's good ad placement. I got to respect that game. I got Star sent in for a $5 super chat sticker. Thank you very much. Yeah, and so like here's the bigger problem with it, and it's something that like somebody like Billy knows, like the back of his hand. And there's actually a lot of really experienced people in this chat right now, that know that this is 100% true. Exclusive covers pop sometimes, but no, for the most part, no exclusive cover holds its value the way that the A cover will. It's almost always the A cover. Yeah, Sick Because of Art was the second part of what he said. And I think that's 100% true. It's Emerald. You join in the middle of a rant. It's a big rant video. But then again, the thumbnail was me with like an angry face and a bunch of fire, and it said rant. So, oh, plenty. Luckily, you can watch on some of the rewind. But hey, I appreciate you being here, by the way. That's the question for a different time, Sicko. Sicko's in my Discord, by the way. I have a Discord. You can join it. Links down below in the description. See, now there's an ad too. Although I don't sell anything on my Discord, so it's not really an ad. It's more like a plug. Yeah, exclusives are never surefire anymore. This is a future video I have coming up, by the way. And I don't want to pick on you, Comic Sam, but I hear this expression, buy what you love, buy what you like. I hear those expressions by comic collectors all the time. And I completely understand. And I think it's partially true, but I think it's really overused. Especially, you said about what you like, especially people say like, buy what you love. What if you love speculating? What if you love, digging through bins, trying to find old keys for the thrill of the hunt, and selling them? And I think people forget about that side of the equation. So that's one thing I would like to add to that. Well, I'm saying most of the time. DC Irish brings up a good point. I've previously said that I think the Gallagher Nice House on the Lake covers are the best covers for that comic book. It's the woman in the. It looks like she's in a pool, but she's supposed to be in a lake, obviously. But the pool is like crystal clear, and there's like hands coming up around her. I think that's the best cover, and it's kind of like the probably like Billy would call it maybe like the rule of sick. It's the sickest cover. The A cover to that comic book it's okay. The B cover is way better than the A cover. And that's one exception I will make. I still have plenty of the A cover though. I just really liked the Gallagher cover. So I bought 2 sets because I wanted to make sure I got 9/8 of the Virgin. Both of them came back in 9/8. So that's why I was willing to sell one. And I think that the market has liked that book too. So that's kind of what I would say about that one. It is kind of an exception to my rule. The golden girl with the lance. That was Betty White. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, 100% you should buy the exclusives you like. You bet. If you love speculating, then you have to be yes. And that comes with the territory. Uh that is entirely but that's part of it too. Like for me, something I love speculating on, like, and again, I like speculating on older keys, like going to a comic store, finding a key that nobody's pulled out for however long it's been there. This price well below FMV. And in a lot of those cases I buy the cheap ones, like the really cheap ones that, didn't pop off yet, like second hobgoblin kind of stuff that shot up after a while. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was the first Lyra, which is Elsa Bloodstone's sister. That's a hot book right now. And I don't know anything about that character, but I think, like, if you're like, I pre-ordered some copies of that. I think if you're going to spec on a character, Elsa Bloodstone's really hot. She has a sister. I mean, like, the character's really hot. Speculation on Bloodstone is really hot. She's not bad. She's pretty cute. Um, and if people are coming in and they're looking for another thing to spec on, I could see that being a good spec. But it was heavily ordered. I bet you a lot of people went after that book. And that ratio is only a 1 in 10. I bet you there'll be a lot of that ratio out there. So, yeah, the covers are cool, but all, think about Nice House on the Lake. If it never gets turned into a movie or a series or whatever, that stuff's gonna slowly fall off. Billy said he's done with the Stray Dogs. Yeah, Stray Dogs went nuts. That's the thing. The other thing is so not just exclusives, not just variants. Think about, like, all these collectors, and this is their own problem to a certain extent, but think about all these collectors that have gone broke trying to, like, I want every cover of Venom 35. I want every cover of, was it Something Is Killing the Children 16 when it came back from hiatus or whatever? Dude, if you tried to buy every cover of Something Is Killing the Children 16, like, you are poor today. Like, there probably was 150 of those. I keep seeing new ones pop up on Instagram or something, like, wow, I don't remember that. So that's another example. But then just the variant covers alone, there's so many variant covers, and this is not a new problem in comic books. But I and somebody mentioned above, chat's moving pretty fast. I didn't highlight it, but the sheer number, there's a paper shortage, and yet we're putting out tons of variants. And there's an ink shortage, but we're putting out tons of variants, and yet we can't ship our comics on time. Yeah, it's more my style. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, that's another one that you would go. That was excuse me. That was kind of one of the first bigger ones I can think of, where there were tons of exclusives. I know it's not the first one, but that was a really bad one. And so much of this stuff happened at the start of the pandemic because people were fucking injecting money into comic book market. They were going after everything. I was talking about like Venom 25 third prints were going for crazy amounts when they first came out. Go buy it for whatever you want right now. People are going after ratios like crazy. Ratio. Do you know how many ratios ever pay off? Like, what the ratio of ratios that ever pay off is? It's tiny. And there are some that are, for every, people will be like, what about Ultimate Fallout 1 in 25? Yeah, that's one fantastic example. Many, like, people buy ratios for double cover, and then they're selling for like, let's say a 1 in 50, or selling for like $10 a year later. Happens all the time. So many of these comic books have ratios that don't need them. Now that said, there's diamonds in the rough. There's diamonds in the rough. There's some, low ordered comic book out there um, that will have some ratio that no one got, or it was like one of those ones where they had to order so many of the copies before, from 3 or 4 issues before that, to be able to qualify for that cover or whatever, and it was some nothing title that no one ever cared about. There are comics out there like that. Yes, you will be able to think of examples, but I'm telling you, I couldn't even. 90% of ratios aren't worth anything later down the road. Now that said, they're a way for comic stores to make money. They're a way for comic stores to make money. So you got to take the good with the bad, because I want comic stores to succeed. I want good comic stores to succeed. Oversaturated. So I'm chat's moving faster than it has for me in a long time, guys. So apologize if I'm not getting to all your comments. But oversaturation is 100% the problem. 72 exclusives. Yeah. Seth says, I've mentioned before that the comic collector today needs to be smarter than ever in what they buy. I agree with you 100%. Only one with more covers is Snake Eyes Dead Game. Boy, that Marat Michaels cover, guys, let me tell you. 12 comics off to CGC. So I'm curious what you submitted. Hopefully you make a post about that on Instagram. You submit some good stuff. People are not creative. They want money, but don't know how to create. So you have every store do an exclusive. Opposite would be Brian Polito, make your own, create. Yeah. I'm gonna kind of step on that a little bit for a second, though, too. I agree with you, but the thing you got to remember about Lady Death, and I happen to be a fan, but Lady Death is mostly the cover. It's a cover buy, and so many comic book collectors are cover buyers. So it's not the best story these days. Some of the older stuff was a lot better, and yet there's a million covers for each issue, and the way that it gets locked behind the Kickstarter is smart business, and I can't fault that. It's smart business, but if I could just go to the store and buy those covers individually, I could save a hell of a lot of money, and I'd probably buy more comics from Coffin these days. But you are right. You are right that it is a lack of creativity. And they're not doing store exclusives, obviously. They're doing their own. And the other thing that I do like about that is they did those. They didn't call them local, like, support your comic editions. I did like that they did that too. So, yep. And that's one of the next things I was going to talk about. So moving on to the next topic. I made a video recently that was talking about how, watch what you buy on FOC, watch these giant orders that you might be doing, at least trying to communicate with people that you should think about that. You should think about how many comic books you're buying and what you're spending your money on. And there's a lot of comic books that people say they want, and then they make these huge FOC orders. I'm totally guilty of this. I did this for a long time. I'm trying to stop doing it because I want to go after comic books I care about a lot more before I can't ever own them again. And part of the reason that I did that video is you look at these modern comic books, and all I hear from readers that read all these current storylines is how bad they are. And we're like addict, like, coming back for more, man. Like, oh, pump more crap into me, Marvel, that isn't even that good. DC, give me another brand new character this week that's generated to create headlines of some kind that is not going to be that interesting, that only dilutes all your other cool characters that have come out over the last few years. Like Punchline or Red X or whatever. I know Red X has been around a little bit longer, but he's made his return. Yeah. Let me try to get caught up here a little bit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep, they're sheer cover buys, but I want the guts to be better to justify the cover. uh, Billy's talking about his FOC show. By the way, still one of the things I watch. If I ever miss his FOC show, I watch his top 10 show because he actually goes through all the previews for everything and talks about what's going on in them. And unfortunately, this is not his fault, but the previews are, especially Marvel, are written so like clickbaity. They're, a mysterious new event changes the world of comic books forever. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, of course they're designed to sell their comic books. They are that copy is written as an advertisement. But then we get stuck with shit like Star Wars Darth Vader 20, where the cover art gets released, a day or two after FOC closes out. So those previews, so many of them, like if you do watch Billy's show, you'll go through it, and so many of them don't have their cover art yet. Even by the time, some of them come out on FOC or the FOC weekend for sure. They get updated. He does his video a couple days ahead. But even then, it's like, well, what's going on? Like, why can't we get, if you're going to have 50 covers, let's get some of the art done first. Let's get some of that art done. I mean, it's an age-old problem in comic books, but but yeah, at the same time, go check out his show, man. I recommend it. So yeah, it's the shitty storylines. Even if I think some of them are better than other people, like I thought King in Black, I thought was really average, but everyone hated it. I thought the Venom rundown, I thought it was average, but everyone hated it. People hate the new Hulk storyline, but everybody got excited about it before it came out. There's just so much crap out there, and there are certainly fantastic comic books out there, good stories being told, but it's a signal to noise ratio problem that I don't like, and people are still going for it, man. So part of my point of that video was, if you're feeling like that and you want to have a comic book collection you're proud of instead of thousands of comic books you don't care about, then go ahead and refocus your efforts on what comic books you do care about. Make a list of comic books that you want to have. Hell, I'll plug Billy again. He did a video like a year ago that was like, I'm probably gonna get the details of this wrong, but it was like 50 undervalued keys or something like that. A lot of those books, by the way, have gone up since he made that video. But that's a great video. If you want to go invest in some comic books, check out that video. And the ones that haven't hit yet, pick them up. They're all like tried and true old keys. It's not hard, guys. Like, think about what Marvel movies are going to come out over the next 5 years. The ones that are announced, the ones that are probably likely to be announced, and go buy those characters' first appearances. Go buy Nova 1 now. It's not hard. I could make fucking spec videos all day long, like some of these channels, and well, fuck it. Let's go there. So there's another thing I'll talk about that really pisses me off in the comics industry. And this is kind of more on the YouTube side of things for the most part. All these people making spec videos, all these key collector, all these CBSI lists. And I don't want to, the people that put those out, a lot of those comic books are good comic books to buy. They truly are. A lot of them are. I make the top 5 not to buy every couple of weeks, and most of them are totally good keys that I would go find. The problem is that when they hit one of those lists, they shoot up in price because everybody is like, oh, shiny. Whereas if they were thinking about it ahead of time and they were doing stuff like I was talking about a second ago, they wouldn't have to worry about that. But the reason that stuff exists, and I don't know why people don't understand this, I don't know why people don't get it. People have been saying it for years, is that eBay link, that affiliate link that exists for you to get the alert on your app, go to it, see the top list, and be like, shit, I don't have a copy of Gamora #1. You click the eBay link, you go there. Well, they're only like $5 or $10. Shit, $5 or $10. I bet you I could buy one of those. Now they're like 20, they're 25 or whatever. I bet you I could go buy one of those. And then guess what? Key Collector or whoever, link you pick, they're making money off of you when you buy that. I don't know why people don't understand that. It's okay that they're doing that. You just need to know ahead of time that that's what you're getting into. And if you want to support them doing that, fine. I don't care. I'm not going to like give you a hard time about that. If you know what you're doing, I don't care. If you don't know, if you didn't figure that out, I think that's on them a little bit because they don't advertise it very much, do they? Why do you think, again, people hate on him for, I think, the wrong reasons, but like a Comic Tom 101 list, like they do that. That is an ad it's an ad to get you to click on those comic books and go buy them. That's all it is. If you know that going into it, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to like call somebody out for that behavior when there's nothing wrong with making lists. People hate on all those guys that do that stuff for various reasons. And I don't hate the player. I hate the game. That's the important part there. You need to know what's going on. You tune into Whatnot auctions and people are spouting, rumored to come to the MCU, and it's because you saw it on the Key Collector app and they got the alert, and it's the same old game over and over and over. And speculation, YouTuber, clickbait. Yep. They're polarizing, and again, like, it's okay to not like the player, but like I respect content creators. So when people say things sometimes about those creators, I get it's just I just take them all as a whole and I kind of roll them up into a ball and I create the comic book hype man persona. And yes, it might have more hands and be a little bit more animated, comic fam. But I mean, it's not just there's all kinds of people out there that do that. There's all kinds of people out there that do that. And it's not really fair to hate on those creators, in my opinion. Ooh, nice. Cool. I talk with my hands all the time too. part of it's an exaggeration for me, from my character. I channel a lot of my high school years in that character, to be honest with you. Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit. DC Irish says his rant. Let me get your super chat down because I don't want to forget about it. His rant: Whatnot sellers with price tags on their comics that are 400% FMV in order to calm their audience. No names. Torpedo. I hear a lot of Torpedo hate. I bought one mystery box from Torpedo that it wasn't even a mystery box. It was just the comic they said was in it, which I guess is my fault for not reading more, but whatever. Yeah, a lot of people have problems with them. And but just to speak to that behavior in general, the Whatnot sellers that mark up their books, or in fact, this is something I will talk about a little bit. I'll talk about it to this point. People that overvalue their comic books. I told a story last Friday about an Instagram seller that I hit up because they had some X-Men comics for sale. And I offered something that I think is a fair price. I've told that story a couple times. I've had people say, yeah, that's a fair price. I DM'd him and said, hey, it looked like you had this many comics available. Do you want to work out something on those? He responded, no, I have half of those comics available. There were X-Men comics from 351 to 380. If you're not familiar, there are no keys in that part of that run. And he said they're all bagged and boarded and in VF condition. Comic books from the mid to late 90s that are in VF condition is not a bragging point, by the way, guys. But it's fine. They're run fillers for me. So I was like, hey, I'll still make an offer for those. He was asking $65. I sent him an offer of $55. Expecting some back and forth. By the way, $55 still probably pretty high for those comic books. And then he like laughed at me in the chat. And I was just like, "Hey, dude, no disrespect. I was just trying to offer you a fair offer. Thanks for your time." And I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with like making an offer and having somebody refuse. They can value their comic books at whatever they want, but it's weird to get laughed at. And then he made some kind of like passive aggressive post after that, like a meme about being cheap and you know coming after comic books for a fraction of what they're worth. It's like, I don't know about that. But that's a problem I'm running into left and right. And you talk about people asking for 4%. People want us to get rich off of their books. The real way to sell books, by the way, if you really want to sell, and you're willing to sell at any price, which I'm not always willing to do, and I totally get it if you're not. The way to do it is to go look at eBay sold auctions, average out the last 10 or 20 in the condition of the comic book you have, and then mark your price like 2 to 5% below that. You're going to sell that comic book pretty quickly if anybody cares about it. That's the real way to sell. Yeah, it's like this weird like power move, right? Yeah, story's over $10. But yeah, okay, yeah, that's the other point. I did tell the story before. So then he says, "Oh, well, if anybody has read this rant and they want to make me an offer for $5, I'll give them $5 off." It's like, bro, I just offered you $10 off of a $65 offer. I offered you 55. You could have just said $60 and I would have said sold. Save yourself some drama, bro. Um, yeah, people charging a premium on like IG, people charging a premium on whatnot, but that's okay. It's okay, guys. Like, it's okay to ask for a premium, um, but it's more than okay to not pay it. It's more than okay to walk away from that sale. I'll do a video on this at some point, and it'll be total clickbait. By the way, just I'm that ahead of time, about Whatnot, and it'll be like the secret to doing well on Whatnot. And you guys will not have to click on this video now if you've seen this, because the answer is pull up an eBay window and look at sold auctions while you're doing the Whatnot sale. If the comic book is going for more than it goes for on eBay, you shouldn't be buying it. The exception to that is you want to support the seller, which sometimes is true, or if it's barely a little bit more and you've already got the extra dollar shipping because you've bought something from that seller. And that's where it gets a little bit different. But if you want to save money, just see what the comic book sells for. Stuff sells on Whatnot all the time for more or less than it's worth. That's just true. Also with Whatnot, boy, guys, be careful because most people are using phones, and the phone quality for the streaming isn't very good, and they aren't showing the condition of their comic books. So be careful with that. Like if, for example, Starset's video quality was great. Skef does a really good job with video quality usually. I'm talking the Whatnot sellers I see in here. Economics and Comics showed the grade. He pre-graded every comic and he showed you the grade, and his grades are legit. So, anyways, that's kind of the other aspect of it is people overvaluing their comic books and selling for more than they're worth. What else can we talk about? This is a small one, but I'll throw it out there. By the way, if you guys want to rant about anything in the chat, just start throwing it in now. I'll kind of co-rant with you. But here's one. Here's one. If you sell comic books, fucking pack them correctly. What is with this like bubble mailer bullshit that you see from some sellers? It is bad. It is really, really, really bad. Um, yeah, taking it out of the bag and board is nice. I get why some sellers don't do it for speed. I get it. But more importantly, I'm saying as a buyer, be careful. And the other thing Star said to say is your video quality was great. Um, it was way cleaner and crisper than most of the auctions I'm on. So I was able to see the condition of the comic books. And then the other thing you did is, you would take it up and you would show it in front of the camera. And my webcam and the way I have my light, like when I do that, it doesn't show it very well. With yours, I could see the spine. That's all, man. Like I want to see the spine. I want to see the corners. That's totally fine. You did a whole video about packing. Gary has done a video about packing. Reggie Collects has done a video about packing. Everybody and their brother has done a video about packing. I'm sure you did a great job, by the way, Skeff. But all these people have done videos about packing, and anybody who sells comic books could go search YouTube and find 20 great comic videos about how to pack. People have asked me to do a video about how to pack. I'll probably get around to it, but that's kind of the thing is I like look at all these people who've done great videos. And I'm like, why do I need to do one? But people want me to do it, and I try to listen to what people want me to make videos on. So I'll get around to it. Probably like if I get on Whatnot and I do a sale, I'll probably like film some of the packing to show you guys how I pack. Again, other people do a great job packing. I don't think that I'm like some kind of expert at it, but if you're watching this on the rewind, or if you're watching this live right now and you're wondering how to pack comic books, start with a Gemini mailer. That's the first thing, or a knockoff, whatever. I don't care, but something that's a sturdy cardboard mailer for raw comic books. I make the sandwich with like backing boards around the pack of comic books that I'm shipping. I do painter's tape so you don't have to like break out a knife to get close to your comic books. And then I wrap that in a sheet of like a single sheet of bubble wrap to protect the corners. If there's a really valuable comic book in there, I put in an 80-point clear plastic backing board, and or I put the comic book in a top loader. I sent off an Ultimate Fallout 4 triple signed to get graded over at Turlock Comics, cleaned and pressed and sent off for grading at Turlock Comics yesterday. I sent off one just like that, and I have perfect faith that that comic book will arrive okay. I insured the package, but that's a great way to send out expensive comic books. You can also take that Gemini, you can put it in a very well secured in another box. That's another thing you can do. You can use these Gemini mailers if you're shipping like a run of comic books or something like that. If you use these, put the cardboard, there's a little cardboard thing. They recommend, and I recommend, putting in that in the bottom. Billy turned me on to that little trick from them. I think that works really well. If you're shipping slabs, there's a couple different slab solutions out there. Slab shippers are a good one. I think Billy's talking about them in chat. I don't know the current status. Billy probably knows more about because they changed the 1095 box that the slab shippers go in. So if you have the right slab shippers in the right box, it works out pretty well. I'm sure that's a temporary problem. I bet you they'll change the design of the slab shippers, or they already have. But I've sent out tons of slabs in those, and everyone's really happy with them. And I'm gonna drop my fucking pin. What else? Billy turned you on. Oh, you will enjoy how your Batman Damn books are packed. Well, hey man, I'll probably unbox them next Wednesday, so you can come in and you can reveal to the world how you did. That's true. You're right. You're right. And again, like people want me to, so I'll you know, a great lesson I learned from one of my favorite YouTubers was to listen to your viewers. And you know, enough people have asked me that I'm going to try to do one of those when I get around to it. Trying to make videos and do everything else is a full-time job, you know. Oh boy, I definitely miss some stuff. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that probably tomorrow night. I think I'm gonna watch Eternals. I'm really excited to watch it. I've been waiting to watch that movie. Dude. By the way, I'm excited for that Batman Damn Jim Lee. I missed out on that book, and I'm really excited to get one. I'm glad you ran it. And then I think it was issue 2 or 3 you did too in that. I can't even remember. I was after the number 1. Oh, did you get some? Sweet. Yeah, I recommended you some slab shippers for some of those slabs you were selling on your whatnots. That is awesome. Yeah, dude, I had to get that Bruce's Wang. Yeah, you heard me right. I said it. Yeah. So the one thing I'll say, Billy says this is the AOK channel. He likes AOKs. And I sent Billy an AOK that unfortunately I don't think he was able to show in its entirety. But it was a different kind of AOK at one point. And I had some help from other sickos, by the way. It was not just me. But I hope you enjoyed that. And I've always kind of been on the lookout for something. But the problem is, it's kind of like, Billy, what do you get the man who has everything? Like I now have a super awesome first appearance of Wolverine, a Hulk 180, but you, sir, have a Hulk 181. That's right, you have a second appearance of Wolverine, and that's pretty incredible. And a lot of other great shit. If you don't know, Billy has some fire comics. He has a huge run of X-Men that's signed by Stan Lee and others. So yeah, he's got some great shit. You're lying. You're lying. Oh no. Did you hear about the person selling fake ASM 300 on Mercari? No, I did not hear about that. Hopefully you tell me the story here. Ooh, SG, thanks for saying something. I probably missed it. Let me scroll up. This is by far the most chat I've had in a while. Thank you for saying that, SG. I really appreciate that. Let me just make sure I get you in the right spot here. From the previous. Okay, we got star set. Okay, cool. I got you in now, SG. Thank you very much for saying something. And then that just bumps DC up or back. I guess technically it bumps him back. Okay. Thank you very much for saying that. Yeah, if I don't acknowledge your super chat by highlighting it or by saying it and I'm ranting, let me know. And mods, if you can help let me know too, I'd appreciate that. Oh shit. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a sad story. That's a bad seller. Stuff like that really irritates me. Okay, it was a Batman Damn 3. Yeah, that. Are you a Russian hacker? Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Second appearance is trash. Yes, I have a poster of it right over there. It's a fucking sick cover. One of my favorite covers of all time. But it is a second appearance of Wolverine. Okay, that's interesting. Did Billy catch the what naughty stuff? Oh, so I think there's a Caroline comics, but Carolina comics. Okay, interesting. Was you talking about the people having sex? That's another thing. All these kids having sex on whatnot. What the hell? No. Interesting. Yeah, that's not good, man. There's so much shit going on like that. You got to be really careful. If a deal is too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. If you're not able to inspect something in person, you have to be 10 times more careful. Yeah, so the other thing is there's this whole Darth Vader 20. So it's the first cover appearance of Grogu, depending on how you want to look at it. And there's a weird posting on eBay right now of somebody who is like trying to make a point. Let's see if I can find that real fast about that comic book, and they have like a listing up for $1,000, and they wrote some weird shit in the description. I'll see if I can pull it up. It might take a minute. They like call out Key Collector in their posts and stuff. It's pretty interesting. I don't necessarily agree with what they had to say, but it was pretty interesting. Let's see if I can pull it up. So basically, they're saying like the first cover appearance of Grogu is actually on this Mandalorian graphic novel, and Jesus Christ, I'm in the place where I saw that, I'm seeing stuff about the sex thing. Okay. So, fuck, it's so weird about this now. I've got an ultra wide screen. If I try to share it, you're going to see like this huge screen. But let's try to do that. That's the easiest way to talk about this and show it at the same time. Share. So the other thing too is I apologize. I have to hardwire my connection because it's going really slow. I've been on wireless and that's not good enough. Let's do window. Okay. All right. Okay, it's gonna be weird. You're gonna see my StreamYard for a second. Okay. Hopefully that looks normal. Yeah, hopefully that looks normal. Oh, I'm being sent something here. Yes. So they I was trying not to reveal where I saw that in case they didn't want it shown. But this is the screenshots from the listing. Can you guys see that okay when I'm doing that? I'm just gonna say this once, Skeff. I'd buy more. So $1,000 for this. But here's the thing. Here's what they wrote. And if that might be really small, I don't know. I'm not going to flip back and forth. It's really hard to tell. This book is being falsely pumped as the first Grogu comic cover. This information is inaccurate. The first Grogu comic cover and interior appearance is from the graphic novel published by Disney and Penguin Random House titled Star Wars: The Mandalorian Season 1, Volume 1 from March 21. In this graphic novel, the entire season hit show is put in graphic novel form. By that I mean panels and speech bubbles per sources. Key Collector Comics is alleged to claim this is not really a comic, even though it has every criteria met. That part, even though it has every criteria met. The source states that still photos from the show are not art. I was unaware of the photos and film were not art. Does Key Collector and other speculation sites CHU have a financial comics heating up, have a financial interest that might be thwarted by this information? Don't be a sheep. Okay, that part is kind of interesting. Common reasoning for Star Wars Darth Vader number 20 equaling the first is it's more collectible. This is false and highly subjective. Both books are made of paper and degrade the same way. It's not drawn. Correct, it is not, but art is art and takes many forms. It can't be graded. True, it cannot. But not everyone cares about grading. These egotistical people believe that every Star Wars fan or Mandalorian fan is a comic collector. The real reason is money, and anyone arguing otherwise is a complete fraud. You have a bunch of greedy, money-hungry people trying to convince you that this is the book. They will gladly charge $50 for a $4 comic because they either control or have connections to the supply. Okay, so interesting rant. And then this person, I haven't seen this seller. I haven't seen the actual listing. Clearly a comic seller. Same day shipping if you order before 11 a.m. Eastern. Shipping is next business day. All comics will be packed in bubble wrap inside Gemini comic mailers. I like that. I always try to give a conservative estimate on grade based off my personal experience. Okay, so that's an interesting story. It's kind of interesting, more than anything else. I'm not really going to rant about that. But the conversation I had, the thing I pointed out is if people care about this, and if people start to care about this graphic novel, which I don't think they will, I think this is an interesting story, though. If you can call it a story, it's an interesting thing. Star Wars Insider, what was it, 199 or whatever, that had the Momoko covers with Grogu on it. Just saying. I don't know which came first, but if that one matters, then this one matters. Yeah, it's not first cover appearance on a comic. Hey, remember, Billy says we can't show dildos on YouTube, so careful with all the pickle emoji. Dude, this chat is crazy. Sorry guys, I had to kind of go back and see what was going on. Oh, well, interesting. Yeah, and if you guys are curious about that listing, as DC points out, you can check out my affiliate link down below. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have an eBay affiliate link. Bronze Rage Nerd, am I right? 2014 ASM went for $1 million. Yes, there are lots of listings. No, according to everybody on YouTube, if I want more Insider, was it Insider 200? I thought it was 199. Okay, I've got a copy of it. I can't remember. If you but I don't think there's any comic inside that, right? That's all just a magazine. Yeah, exactly. And the whole first cover is the first appearance is an interesting debate to have, too, by the way. Air Spider says, I would be more worried about the book if they were actually in the story. Yep. Did I just read that comment? I just read that comment. Yep. Momo. We got Momo Moko. But yeah, according to Billy, what I got to do is got to tell you all to like and subscribe, right? No. I mean, I just low key told you to do that, but yeah, guys, you are $3 away from unlocking this next super chat prize, by the way. Leave it up to Headless Hammerhead to keep me honest. There's your first super chat prize. Future State, the next Batman, Tyler Kirkham variant. And if you want to win that, all we need to do is get your super chat in. If you get your super chat in, I randomly make a drawing with a random number generator at the end of the show. If you want to do a $3 super chat, that person who wins will also win this. They will win a Hell Witch, The Forsaken. This is a Sun Kaminaki Coffin Comics signed by Brian Polito. I might have ranted about them earlier, but I certainly enjoy the covers myself. And that wasn't really a rant about them. Just that, that they're doing they changed the game and they're doing their own version of stuff, which I appreciate. I appreciate that. And then if we get to $125, so what, $67 away, you could get a chance to win this slab. This is Venom 26. This is the really cool Iron Man homage right there, with Virus on it. This is a Sanctum Sanctorum edition, 9.8. Now, just full disclosure, does have a little crack on the slab there. A little crack on the slab, just not much. It doesn't affect the comic book. Comic book's totally fine. It's still a 9.8. There's no other issues with it there. Love this cover. This is a good one. Yeah, and it's also a Venom custom label too. That is donated to us by DangerousWatersComics.com, where you can save 10% by using the code BRONZE10. Sicko's asking the real questions now. Yeah, and so that's where it does get interesting. So I do see your super chats. I'm gonna get to those in a second. That is where it gets interesting because it's not the first appearance in story, because it's just the Sprouse homage cover, and I could see why it's hot, but it's not the first cover appearance, but it is the first cover appearance on a comic. The one that's interesting to me is if they retcon. There's that comic book. Is it a Mace Windu comic book where there's a baby Yoda, not revealed for sure to be Grogu, but they could retcon it. I think it's a Mace Windu comic. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I know that there is a comic book where they show like the Jedi Temple during like the prequel era, and there's a baby Yoda type character in a panel there. So I wonder if they'll retcon that to be Grogu. But that wouldn't make sense. That would only make sense if like he got stolen from the Jedi Temple. It's possible. Anyways, stuff like that. Be like Comic Journey. That's his thing. Unlike some YouTubers, I'm not going to try to emulate Comic Journey. DC Irish. Just kidding, man. Just kidding. I like what both you guys do. I like the little rivalry you have going. If you're not familiar, DC Irish has a brand new YouTube channel, brand spanking new. Hasn't even been spanked on the bottom yet. He's trying to keep it that way. Go check him out. He's a great YouTuber. He does some cool shit, like cool unboxings. If you like J. Scott Campbell stuff, like if Craig's still not here, Craig69 loves J. Scott Campbell. He unboxes some fire J. Scott Campbell stuff. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't, but I really like his stuff. And he's talking about Comic Journey. He's another channel I recommend checking out. So SG, I got your $5 super chat down. And then Starset is coming in with a $5 super chat. Okay, so I got you down too, guys. So now we've unlocked both those comic books. You do have a chance now, if you're a super chatter, to win automatically. You get a chance to win the next Batman and the Hell Witch Sun Kaminaki signed Brian Polito comic book. And we're getting closer to unlocking the slab. If that slab does not sell, it will be part of the super chat prize package and the tiers and all that stuff for next week. DC wants to know, do Whatnot and OnlyFans have a partnership going on that we don't know about? Interesting. That's a good point. I'm wondering about that, DC. Well, I wonder, does OnlyFans, do they have sex content? I actually don't know. Like, I just kind of thought it was all like chicks naked and that's it. But do they have like sex? I don't know. Some of you lonely internet guys out there, do they have more than that? That's what I'd be upset to miss. Oh, I thought you were talking about whether or not they've appeared in a storyline. Goo Goo Gaga Grogu. Bronze Deadpan Nerd. Like that one. Bourne. Jason Bournes. Yeah, if you're jerking your gherkin, you're jerking a pickle. Gherkin's like a little baby pickle too. Cuts on two different levels there. Well, did they show everything, but did they show like penetration and sex? I don't know. I mean, you know, if you guys are telling me there's a market there, maybe I'll have to get on it. I know Skeff and I were talking about being on a show together. You know, if we really want to rake in the big bucks, he was talking about doing some topless stuff. Don't beta jerking. Yeah, definitely cosplayers. You know her, don't you? I imagine you would. You at least talk to her. Makes that like a different level of awkward. We're talking about Zach and Miri Make a Porno, which is a movie about people making a porno about Star Wars. So that's what we're talking about. Beard Bros for the win. Let's do it, man. I'll tell you what, it'll be one of the higher viewed videos on either of our channels, I imagine. So it's like Ghostbusters, though, guys. Ghostbusters rules: the beards can't cross, or it'll basically annihilate reality. So you got to be careful. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd feel weird talking to cosplayers. I've liked Jessica Negri for a long time. She's a really cool cosplayer. Like her work. I'd feel hella weird interviewing her. Two beards, one comic. I don't know. I'm trying to make that work. Two beards, one slab. I don't know. You have your intro. Yeah, it's, I don't know. Being married, I just feel weird doing it. But like, what's funny is I actually, so I've thought about launching a podcast, and I don't know. Would you guys listen to a podcast if I did one? Like my talking nerdy segments could, but just like audio, just like try to turn it into a podcast. I've thought about doing like interviews and stuff on there if I do a podcast. I think that would be kind of fun. And in an audio only interview, I wouldn't think it's awkward at all. But like in an in person or like camera video, that's a term. Video camera, that's what you call those. I would definitely be interested in doing that. It's only weird if you make it weird, Star Set. I I have the voice for podcast. Some people would say I have the face for podcast. I wouldn't be talking dirty. 2 beards, 1 slap. No, here you said it wrong. I don't know. What did I say wrong? Well, you want more bronze content? Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, man. That's one of those. Yeah, I've got a. Oh, did I say that wrong? Maybe I said that wrong. But yeah, I've definitely got a face for podcasting. So I thought about doing that, and I would definitely do interviews. And by the way, I am going to have guests on this show. It's something I've been threatening to do for a while. I'm going to have some guests on here. So if you're interested in being on this show, hit me up through my back channels, like my Instagram or my Discord or Twitter or any of that shit. Wherever you want to talk to me, email. I don't care. All the information is down below. If you're interested in being on the show, you got to be up late. But you guys are up late right now, unless you're watching on the rewind. Oh, sorry. How dare I read what you wrote and take it seriously? I apologize a lot. Something people tell me. Finally, somebody gets it. That's what I've been waiting for. This is me letting me know I want on. Okay, Skeff, that'd be sweet. Oh, dude, Decor's in the house. Decor, you missed some stuff you probably would have really been interested in. That's what I'll say. Talking about our favorite app. Oh, fucking YouTube tried to shut us down, man. They don't like this truth. They can't handle it. Absolutely. I'm gonna get Headless's super chat written down here. Oh man, I can't highlight comments now. What's going on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My comment froze him stiff. I did see that. Okay, Headless. I did get your super chat in. See, I don't know. For me, the whole screen's going black, so I don't know if you guys can see me. I think YouTube's trying to stop the signal. Boy, the best part about this will be the best part about this will be dealing with the repercussions of this tomorrow. No, I don't care, man. I stand by what I said. Until I watch me say it again, I'm like, oh, why the fuck did I say that? No, it's true though, guys. This is true. Yeah, if you keep super chatting, it'll come back. That's like a fact. Yes, that's what we were talking about, Decor. Awesome. Okay, I'm still here. Hi, Ace. I didn't see your comments earlier. Guys, 40 people in here. I think this is, well, I see 40 people in here. That's what it looks like right now. That's awesome. These late night shows, because they're late night, don't really do that well. I guess I need to do more rants and stuff. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your comments. I'm just trying to say some stuff in case the stream does die or whatever. Appreciate you dealing with that. And I do appreciate those super chats. I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate the word appreciate. I'm just trying to say appreciation and appreciate a few more times. No, dude, Burger King covers are just like flat. Oh, Stan leaving. I don't blame him, man. He's usually not. Oh, I didn't see his. I probably missed some chat, guys. That's probably what's happening here. Oh, it's all good, dude. I'm glad that you were able to pop in. We do these every Wednesday late night if you do want to come in. Thanks for your super chat. Okay, guys, we're if we get $20 more in super chat, I'll add the slab in. So 20 more bucks in super chat, and I'll do the slab. This is a 9.8. Now I don't want anybody who just jumped in here. I want you to know there is a little crack on it. It does not affect the comic book. It is that dope Iron Man homage Venom custom label 9.8. This is supplied to us by dangerouswaterscomics.com. But right now, if you just do the super chat at all, even if we don't get to the extra $20 amount, you can get a Future State Next Batman Kirkham and a signed Hell Witch Forsaken. Signed by Brian Polito up there in the corner, has the COA from Coffin. Brian will sign everything. This is a Sun Kamanaki cover. Sun does fantastic covers. So if we get an extra 20 in super chats, I'll throw in the slab, just because it's been fun tonight. I want to give back. Got decor down. Oh, hey, Paul. Paul's in the house, dude. What's up, Paul? Been a minute. You guys, you want to know the fun part is that I don't even get all these super chats. Fucking YouTube. There's another thing I could rant about. You can do the crack right on the slab. Oh, hey, Mark. It's been quite the provocative, entertaining chat this evening. It certainly has. Thanks, Mark. Oh, dude, Decor helping out. Hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be you that gets the slab. All right, guys, $5 away. So $5 away, and then one person's going to take home a signed comic book, an exclusive comic book. I think that goes down as the first appearance of him as Batman. I don't know. Maybe we should check Key Collector and see what they say, huh? Or you could head out and check out Decor's Instagram page. He does real first appearances all the time. And then we got DC Irish coming in for the $5. That's a slab, he says. Awesome. All right. So since we have officially unlocked the prize here, I'm gonna give it a couple minutes in case anybody decides they want to get their finances in order and join in here to get the slab. Since chat slowed down a little bit, we're down to like 38 viewers. Oh, really? That's interesting. Does he actually say that somewhere? Oh, dude, Paul, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I really wanted to go to Emerald City Comic Con this year, but I missed out on it. I went to Rose City. So my next one I go to, it's a really good question. Man, I don't think I can make it down to any like Southwest cons. That's a really good question. It's probably going to be whichever comes first, Rose City or Emerald City. They also did one that I wasn't familiar with. It was like the first con in a long time, and a lot of YouTubers and stuff showed up to it here in Washington at the fairgrounds, I think. And I think I'm going to try to make it to that one. I can't remember what that one's called though. Has kind of a generic name if I remember correctly. Oh, we got a $10 super chat from um is it R Riser 91? First time seeing your stream. Don't know what I missed, but I'll be back next Wednesday. Hey, that's awesome. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. That's really cool. R Hund. Well, that should be enough to let me know who that is. Guys, if you stick around for the winning, or if you watch on the rewind, you don't have to be here to win. If you wanted to, that's totally fine. I get it. It's late. But if you win, watch on the rewind to find out if you win, and then hit me up with your mailing address, because there are a lot of new super chats in here. I need to know where to send the comic book. I cover shipping and all that stuff, comic books. But go ahead and hit me up with your address and your YouTube name and what you won. Well, I know what you won. Don't hit me up with that. Slipping into my auction stuff there. 7. Have a good night, man. Planned destruction. Oh, dude. Yeah. That's not even a rant. That's just sad. I'm maybe it was SummerCon. Maybe that was it. It was a generic name. I think that Flashpoint could reset a lot of stuff, and that's kind of my hope, is that Flashpoint, obviously we all know as comic fans what Flashpoint is. Hopefully they take the best stuff they've done, or the best versions of characters they've done, and kind of move forward with that. That'd be my goal, but that's the only hope for them. Like I didn't think Aquaman was actually kind of a good movie. I liked the first Wonder Woman. The second Wonder Woman was fucking terrible. So they've done some good movies. Never con, man. Yeah, we do appreciate you being here. R Hundriser. I'm hoping I say your name correctly. I want to say it was like R Hundo, like R100, and then you have 91, so it kind of throws me off. But yeah, let's kind of wait another minute here. We'll do the super chat giveaway prize and see who's going home with the comic books today. Yes, Wonder Woman 1984 was started out kind of promising, and it just got, by the time you got to the third act, it was terrible. It was just absolute garbage by the end of it. Like the wasting of Pedro Pascal in there. Yeah, they need a hard reset. Especially as comic book fans that like to speculate on DC comic books, we'll talk about it from that angle for a second. Good luck, man. Outside of the established keys, none of that stuff's ever going to be worth anything if they don't get their act together. MCU drives pretty much all spec. That's any MCU announcement is going to drive spec, and DC does absolutely nothing. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farms remembers. So I'm getting a little tired. I'm going to probably end it here. Got about 30 seconds or however long it takes me to set up a random number generator to get your super chats in, if you do want to go after the prizes tonight, and we'll do that giveaway. A lot of cool people in the chats tonight. I've called out most of them already. I'm not going to necessarily go through all that again, but go check them out. Check out their whatnots. Check out their YouTube pages or Instagrams. This is a fantastic community. As much as I want to rant about it, as much as I want to say there's things that are negative about it, it is a fantastic community. And I think we should support some of those people that do a really good job, like some of the individuals that were in the chat tonight, hanging out, doing a good job, representing different points of view. At the end of the day, I don't think my point of view is necessarily right. That's for sure. So I like to hear those other points of view. Headless, him too. All you got to do is super chat. The way you super chat is there's a $ icon in the chat. Depending on if you're on mobile or if you're on browser, it might be a little bit different, but there is a $ icon down there. You click that. There are going to be some options where you can select a custom amount. For every $1 that you donate in a super chat, that goes to my channel and helps me out. If you donated $10, like R Hundriser 91 here did a second ago, which I will highlight in a second, that gives you 10 chances to win. So I'm going to pull a random number generator. If I'm going to end up with $117 in super chat here, I'll enter 1 through 117. I'll roll the random number generator 3 times. When it lands on the third number, that number wins. So like if it lands on 50 and the person who donated the number 50 super chat wins, then I send you some free comic books. So that's how you win. Props to you for saying the name right, because you're a wholesome guy, and I just subscribed to your channel not too long ago, man. I'm enjoying everything. I'm new to the whole comic book game, dude. Right on. I do. I since all kidding and BS aside, I sincerely hope I do help people out. It's part of the reason that I started this channel was to help people by speaking a different version of the truth. There are versions of the truth because everybody has their own truth. And I'm trying to get that out there, trying to get out a different perspective than you might hear from other people, and hoping that people make up their own minds. I think that's the best way. Try to support it with facts, try to support it with common sense. I don't want to tell anybody what to think, but I do want to have people start asking questions, questioning what they want to arrive at as their belief. I believe if you have a belief, you should test it. That's kind of one of my tenets. I'm a very logical person, and I think if you have a good argument or a good basis for foundation, you should be able to throw stuff against that and see if it breaks apart. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss any super chats. So you were the next one. This is a $20 super chat. So that is fantastic. Thank you very much for doing that. That's going to help out a lot. Let me get you in. Okay, so you were in for that. Right? You're asking the real questions here. 2 beards, 1 comic. Yeah, it'll be quite the special. Sounds like maybe next week we might get something together. Sounds like you wanted to come on, but yeah, I am wondering about that. Yeah, there is a Discord down below if you want to join that too. If you want to come hang out and talk, I hang out with my viewers there all the time, and we talk about comic books and ask questions and share, comic books we've picked up, that kind of stuff. Cisco the Kid coming in, $5 super chat. Going to wrap this up here pretty soon, guys. So get those super chats in if you do want to do one. I do appreciate that. Two, okay. For sure, right on. I'm excited. I'm really excited. This is my excited face. No, I've been streaming for a couple hours. So and it's late. And I started out this day by going to the dentist, which is always fun, right? He's coming in with the real answer. He was kidding. Billy, but yes, that'd be funny. Okay. I'm kind of giving it like 30 seconds on lag here to make sure. That's a good point. Boy, I kind of a couple weeks late for the rant about Bad Idea and CGC grading their invisible books. That was fun. That was the last time I put on a rant. Okay, so I think we're going to go with that. I'll check one last time before I actually run it here, but I'm going to get everybody's super chat in. And I got to share that so you guys can see what I'm doing and know there's no shenanigans going on here. Oh, Billy, if you don't follow Decor on Instagram, follow Decor on Instagram. Great follow. And I'll be honest, like anything, I don't 100% agree with everything that like Decor adds, but he adds a lot of cool shit to the community. And I would expect he doesn't agree with everything I say, I mean, that's how it goes. The one with all the weird shit on the walls? Shenanigans? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna run that now. Okay, so we had $132 in super chats, guys. I do appreciate that. I have a stupid Instagram roll. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this 3 times. I say this every time. Technically, the Bronze Age of comics is the fourth age of comics, but I don't really count the Platinum Age. So going by gold and silver and bronze, it's the third age. I like the number 3. So that's the other reason why. That's really what I should say. But I'm going to run this 3 times. When I finish hitting it 3 times, the number that's over here where that 7 is right now, that'll be the winner. So good luck, everybody, on the super chats. Once again, I do appreciate it. 1, 2, and congratulations to the winner, which is number 41. 41. Oh, well, unfortunately, I don't think he's here. Because number 41 is going to be Craig. Craig is number 41. Craig 69 in the chat. So Craig, if you're watching this on a rewinder, I have ways to get a hold of you. We'll get your information and get these shipped out to you. Congratulations on the win, guys. Thank you so much, everybody who did donate to the super chats tonight. That'll go into help producing videos for the channel and buying comic books for giveaways, that kind of stuff. So thanks a lot for that. Thanks for everybody who did hang out here. Thanks for everybody who watched me rant for a while. You know, I have a controlled type of rant, but boy, it's still a rant. And I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, I want to remind everybody, like I do every time, hey, 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 hey. Rant every day. Have a good night, everybody.